What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. I'm just going to preface this video a little bit by saying, well, this intro, I guess, not the whole video, just the intro, by saying that there is currently a tornado warning going on where I'm at here in the Twin Cities. So if you hear any sirens or thunder in the background, that's what that is. Sirens just turned off a little bit ago, so should be okay. But, you know, they turn back on. That's what it is. Nothing too bad to worry about, just Midwest things. Anyways, we are now into, well, we're into the fourth round of the Lackey Grand Prix, but this video is the third round, going back in time a little bit here to, I guess, just last week from when this video was released. But this was a pretty big round. It was against Josh Potratz, who, you know, we have a history of playing each other in these Lackey Grand Prix now. I'm pretty sure we've played each other in all of them, and have been great games in every single one, and he's a great player, so I knew this was going to be you know, a tough matchup, and so I decided to bring a deck that I thought would be pretty well adjusted for kind of the meta. I don't know, I mean, like, it's a little bit hard to tell where the meta's at right now, but just kind of seeing what people have been playing in the Lackey Grand Prix, knowing a little bit of what, you know, Josh has been playing and kind of what he thinks is good. And you know, I knew that, you know, Moses is kind of up there. It's something that he plays a lot. I think he actually he played a Moses deck in the last Lackey Grand Prix that almost got the Widow combo turned off, stopped it from going off, but I was able to you know, get through eventually, and that was probably the closest game we've had in the three Grand Prix. I mean, this game was good and close, but that one it came down to, like, you know, literally turns and you know, specific plays where if they had gone a little bit differently, you know, the game may have ended differently. So definitely great one there in case you missed that. I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people have watched it now because that was kind of the debut of the Widow combo. But anyways, I'm sorry to break it to you, no big combo in this deck, and actually it is fairly similar to decks we've seen on the channel in the past before. What I called it was Isaiadab, but Josh during the game, or maybe it was after the game, said Infinidab, and I like that a lot better, because that's, you know, maybe more accurate what it is, or to what it is. There was a little bit of thunder in case you heard that. So basically it's just about using Marriage Covenant or Faith of Samuel or Gathered Together to band in Isaiah and Infinidab. So it's just a way to make Infinidab cannot be negated with Isaiah, and then Infinidab says if Meek heroes in play, you can play a Lost Soul from a deck or bounce an evil card. But what makes it Infinidab, I guess, you know, where it can get that name, is you can use David to search for Marriage Covenant. You know, that's pretty straightforward, getting it from your deck. Then you can play Marriage Covenant, and if you band in Isaiah and Infinidab, you get, you know, that benefit. But if you also band in Noah, then you can shuffle Marriage Covenant back into your deck, and then next turn, you know, as long as you have a way to bounce David, so Book of the Law, you also have to be able to bounce Noah, so, you know, there's that as well. We do have kind of other ways around that within the deck, but as long as you have a way to bounce Noah, then you can just keep on doing David, Marriage Covenant every turn, and, you know, should only have to do it a couple of times in order to get you where you need to be. And then to kind of build on that, we've got a couple of, you know, heroes that benefit especially from being banded into battles. So like Hannah and Mighty Men, you know, they're not super strong at rescuing themselves. I mean, Hannah is pretty good. I did have Samuel in an early version of the reserve, I guess, and you know, she can be pretty nice to just negate both evil and neutral cards, so artifacts and lost souls, in addition to evil characters and evil enhancements. And she's a 1/1, so you just play her battle winner, and they have to have some kind of you know, CBP or CBN negate to stop you. But she's also a lone hero, which makes her kind of vulnerable. But once you know, band her in, then you get her benefit. You're already, you know, winning the battle with Infinidab, and you know, banning these characters can have a pretty big impact on getting you ahead, even though you're not doing a whole lot of drawing with other stuff. We've got Elimelech for early drawing with a few other Ruth heroes. And then the way to get around having to bounce Noah, because I don't have Oath of Purity in here, which is a nice way to bounce 2 heroes. But Book of the Law can bounce David, and then if I have Jehoshaphat and Zadok, I mean, it's kind of kind of takes a lot, I guess, but we also have Mighty Men in here, which can take the place of Zadok. You can use Jehoshaphat to bounce Noah, and then ban to Zadok or Mighty Men, and then use Mighty Men or Zadok to ban to Noah from your hand, and you can use the non-meek side. So that's a way to do it. Maybe not the way to do it, but it's a way to do it, and it's pretty effective, I would say. Also have some other beneficial heroes to abandon, like Joshua. He doesn't necessarily have to abandon. He can exchange for Jehoshaphat or Zadok, and Zadok can ban to Elijah and choose the blocker if they have like a big blocker that you would get initiative against. Elijah is great either banning him in or just by himself, and then playing Gathered Together at Faith of Samuel. And then of course just Royal Parade is another kind of backup battle winner. And because I have so many heroes in reserve and I have a lot of star cards in the deck, particularly, the 2 evil ones as well, definitely helps. I put numerous as the stars in the reserve to make sure that we get to all the heroes that we want. Can also get Man with the Withered Hand back, who of course is, supposed to be a blocker, but, we set him over there because that's how I sort decks. Anyways, you can also get Justice Seekers back, I guess. It doesn't have to be any particular brigade or type of hero or whatever, so you can recur Justice Seekers if you really need to. In this deck, I don't know if it's necessarily all that important, but I wanted to make sure I had enough stuff to kind of set up my counters to the counters. So kind of getting to the more techie pieces, I guess, knowing that I was going to be playing a high caliber player like Josh, who is going to have counter set up, and if he was playing Moses, I would need to have some answers to that. And so kind of the main way to do that is with Bethlehem, which normally I would play this as a fortress, like that's kind of the better side in most cases. But as a site, it says your Ruth and Luke heroes cannot be prevented, so the Luke part is more relevant now the Gospel of Christ came out, and we have some disciples and some gold heroes that are all in Luke, and I'm sure we'll get more in phase 2. So that's going to be more relevant as the meta kind of shifts that direction, if it does. I mean, or I guess as that's kind of introduced to the meta. Like there's definitely some good Luke heroes that are seeing more and more play, like Matthew and Simon, maybe Judas to some degree. So anyways, Bethlehem can make those heroes cannot be prevented, but it also makes heroes like Jesse and Obed cannot be prevented. So if your opponent has Moses in territory, or if they have Golden Calf up, or just another, like a Punisher or Distressed, you can play Obed and Jesse through those abilities, because when they're being put into play, since they're territory class, their ability activates, and because it's trying to be negated beforehand or stopped beforehand, then giving it cannot be prevented means that it can't be stopped beforehand. So just a little refresher for anyone who's kind of not sure about this terminology, or maybe newer to the channel, to the game. So we have ways to get those guys out with like Love Righteousness, Virgin Birth off of Hannah can do that. Emmaus Road, of course, Fifth Seal, Justice Seekers to go get Love Righteousness, or Emmaus Road, Land of Moab. I originally had Reverence and Awe in here, but I just decided that it wasn't necessarily worth it, or wasn't necessarily needed. And then, of course, Covenant with David can grab either of my sites. That was kind of the main thing that was like, I don't really need Reverence and Awe if I have Covenant with David. And making your deck less vulnerable per se to Matthew, or kind of having fewer rainbow cards is going to make your deck a little bit better against Matthew, who is kind of all over the place. And so even though you're going to want to play Reverence and Awe early on, if they have Matthew turn 1, then taking out cards like Reverence and Awe and finding substitutes for them might be in your best interest. In some cases you might just not care, but as you can see, Faith is the only multi-brigade card on the offense and defense of this deck, and that's somewhat intentional. Of course, there's like a whole bunch of splash brigades all over the rest of the deck, but the rainbow brigades really do a number on Matthew, Lying Prophet, Damsel, those kind of abilities. Hannah included as well. So let's see. I guess that's pretty much the offense. We've got a few other tech cards with the defense and I guess sort of neutrals. Confusion of Mind is a way to negate Moses. Book of the Law can bounce Moses. They don't really answer Golden Calf, but they are definitely Confusion of Mind is definitely something that your opponent has to find some way to deal with. Maybe if they have their own Bethlehem, that's pretty good. But like Confusion of Mind is great because it gets around your opponent's negate neutrals cards. So if my opponent has Obed out, then I can activate Confusion of Mind, and that will turn on my neutrals because it will negate Obed. So defense looks pretty familiar, should look pretty familiar, I guess, as long as you've been around a little bit. I'd splashed in, I guess, outsiders here because I just thought that it would be good in the meta right now with sure, Moses is one thing, Daniel is another thing, and of course Noah. If they attack you with a turn 1 Noah, usually that's a pretty good turn 1 rescue, but if you have an outsiders to block him with, then you're going to be in pretty good shape. Sometimes you might even just want to draw the 9 cards and not even bother trying to underdeck things in case they have something like a Royal Parade to or a Behemoth or something to negate outsiders, and just get the draw 9 and maybe let them have the soul, because with those extra cards you're going to be at a much you're going to increase your odds of being able to block in future turns. But it just works out with the black here as a good splash, because I also have Strike the Shepherd, Betrayal, and Wages of Sin that can be played on outsiders. So and of course Delivered, since we're not mono green or anything on the offense, we may not always have a hero to play Delivered on, so having another option on defense is pretty solid, I guess. I don't know, pretty nice. The rest of the defense, Simon, Nebi, Man with Withered Hand are great for those CBN / pseudo CBI options. One thing to remember that I asked about before putting or kind of committing to Man with Withered Hand, he's a character that I may have decided to, or may decide in the future to cut, because characters like Noah and Moses, who you'd think Man with Withered Hand would be great against, they do prevent his reveal. You have to reveal your hand, and then if you do, enhancements used by this character cannot be negated. And the modifier part of that cannot be negated. Modifiers are not negatable by the typical means, well, by any means, I guess. If he's saying enhancements used by this character cannot be negated, that's something that cannot be negated. But you may reveal your hand, that's an ability that can be negated. So if that part is negated, then you can't reveal your hand. If you can't reveal your hand, then your enhancements are not CBN. So Humble goes great with him still, because if your Humble is turned on and you have more cards, or you have fewer cards than your opponent in hand, then you can still reveal your hand, and then you can get the CBN effect from there. Play your Hypocrisy or Strike the Shepherd, and Wages of Sin as well. I put Dragon's Wrath in reserve because I was just going all out on trying to do a lot of damage, I guess. So we've got Shipwreck in here to deal with our opponent's territory protection, like Noah's Ark, Whirlwind, Everlasting Ground, if anyone uses that, Threshing Floor. I've got my own Noah's Ark in here to protect my heroes, so I can kind of time it well. And I just thought, might be kind of fun to try kind of a board wipe tribal. Well, not really tribal. It's just, 2 big board wipe effects, or Strike the Shepherd with the shuffle, Dragon's Wrath with the discard. And I thought I might as well try it out. Hypocrisy kind of does that. Seized by Babylon does that a little bit better. Hypocrisy just bounces them, so it's not all that great. But both of these are great against the counter heroes like the Obeds and the Jessies and the Moseses. So you just underdeck that hero with Invoking Terror, or you just bounce them with Hypocrisy and do all the things that you need to do on your turn, kind of get all your territory class stuff or your neutral stuff out of the way. So I think that this is a pretty good counter deck. Like if your opponent is running a lot of annoying cards, this has a lot of ways to deal with a lot of those annoying cards and also present some of its own annoying cards like Jesse and Obed and Confusion of Mind. So I think that this is a very sturdy deck. It's dependable, I guess, and it has a few key components, I guess, to get set up quickly with like Moses and Virgin Birth, and Elimelech is someone that you want to get some early acceleration with. So I think that this is a pretty solid deck. If you guys are looking for something new to try, this is probably what I would recommend as far as like being competitive in the current meta, and then of course just adjust it how you would like. It is currently at 51 cards with a hopper, so it's not a bad number by any means, but you could technically do better. You could cut one card. The card I might be willing to cut is Zadok. He doesn't really do anything by himself other than he's another hero to play Delivered on. He can play Emmaus Road. He can technically play Royal Parade. Of course, he can play Faith. So it is nice to have another kind of an extra hero there, but I have a lot of heroes in reserve. I have a pseudo hero with Justice Seekers that can at least play Love Righteousness or and Faith to help me get to my other stuff if I really need to. But then I have Land of Moab that can get to a hero. Covenant with David can get to David, which or I guess Jehoshaphat if I really need to, but probably David to help me get set up with other stuff. So he's probably the one. I've got Mighty Men to do the whole cheeky bouncing Noah and banning to him thing. So it's not absolutely necessary that Zadok be in there. He was kind of in there early on, and there were more things to utilize with him, but that's probably my cut if I were to bring it down to 50. I don't know that I necessarily need to, but that's probably what it would be. Anyways, that's it for now. We're going to go ahead and get into the game with Josh, but first, a quick message from our sponsors over at Your Turn Games. This video is sponsored by Your Turn Games, a retailer of Redemption CCG with various products such as singles, sealed product, and great deals on bundles like battle boxes and grab bags. They also have pre-built decks such as Challenger decks in the $55 range, Contender decks in the $80 to $95 range, and Champion decks in the this deck just placed at Nationals last year dollar range. They also have card supplies to keep you caught up on all of your gaming needs, and at no cost to you, they have Redemption resources such as the latest Redemption news, rules, tournaments that are coming up, and Redemption content such as this. So head on over to yourturngames.biz today, and a big thank you to them for supporting this content. Let's do it. High rolling over here. No hustles for you?
I really liked my rolls.
You figured out the right time to click or something?
I stole all of Jay's luck is what I did. I think about half the games Jay and I have played, I've rolled a 6 and he's rolled a 1.
Nice. Alright, well, it's up to you.
No stars for me though.
Let's see if we can do some soul gen here. I'll discard your top card. Ooh,
oh, that's a good hit.
I'll take that over a soul. That's all I get for stars. Souls. What do I want to discard here? It's actually really strange, but I guess I'm actually just going to discard Delivered.
That is strange.
I know, but that's just the way that the cards came up on this one. All right, now
I applaud your courage.
Drew a darkness, so I'll go ahead and grab. We'll just do a deceiver. And that's it for me.
Okay.
T-land.
Gotta think about the order I want to do all this in.
I actually don't play any good multi-brigade cards in this deck, so it's not going to do you much good.
Fortunately, the dominants are hard to avoid playing.
I don't play any of those either.
People will be like, because I'm the treacherous land guy, so people always that I can put in every deck. Like, oh, there's like as many multi-brigade. I don't care. 7 dominants, 7 cards. I'll take it.
Yep.
Right. Anyway. When playing Denarius or first or tutors first is always the question.
That is a good question. I mean, I suppose right now, because you do Denarius first, right? Because then you don't thin out your deck, so you're less likely to draw Lost Souls. Or do you want Lost Souls? I guess that could be a
that is a good point.
Question too.
Think
Delivered. Such an overrated card. Who needs it?
Not you, apparently.
Nero.
Oh, I found a soul.
Oh, thanks. Going to, oh, I see Patmos, yeah. Priest of Christ. Seems good. Ooh, just the alternate border Moses.
No. Yeah, I won't. I don't own the judge promo, so I'm not worthy of.
Sure, I suppose.
Oh, there you go.
Yay, finally. After all that. Okay, so you've got 9 cards in hand. Shipwreck, Blood of the Lamb, and Moses are some of them. This is kind of tough. I think this is probably the right play. Let's block with Outsiders. And I count.
Yeah, that's a good option.
I count 4.
Yep.
So got Blood of the Lamb, so Justin probably doesn't make sense. Let's just do your 2 evil characters, and I will draw 2.
Okay, you're an ish.
Yeah, we'll just go with that one. Discard Justin.
Yep. Oh, I guess I'll get my treacherous land card.
Oh, sure. Let's see, I guess you underdecked Wives first, then Nero. Okay. Alrighty. Moses. It was a sad time to draw at least 2 of those lost souls. Alright, I'm gonna put yours over there, just you know, at the edge, I guess. Alright, we'll just mark it with a... That one's yours. Okay, no star abilities. So you're just negating characters and enhancements and territories. Okay. So let's start with yeah, I'll play Land of Moab. Go grab Jesse. Down Zadok. Play Faith. Grab. Grab David. I guess that's probably just better anyway, yeah. I will just activate Confusion of Mind. Would you like to discard?
Strongly considering it.
Get your humble countdown.
I think I will.
Okay. So that's discarded, and then Moses is still negated for the phase. Put down another.
I would before. Let me think about this. I think I might play a dominant before you do anything else.
Sure.
Yeah, put the Jesse back.
Okay. We'll put down another artifact. Let's put down David. Play Love Righteousness. Let's go get Elimelech. Play Fifth Seal. We'll grab Emmaus Road. Play that. Get Noah. Shuffle that. Discard that. We'll rescue with Elimelech. Draw 2. Banish. Go get Obed. Let's see. Okay, so Moses is still negated though because of my Punisher, right?
So my understanding of the way that this works is so he's negated in he's negated through prep.
Which turns on my Punisher.
Yes.
Which means that he would now be, or he
No,
would,
that's not the this is the
continue to be negated.
They don't both turn on in battle. It was on in prep, so yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, so the Jesse didn't really matter.
So I'll add David to battle, convert him to Meek, and I will search for.
I think the interaction I was thinking of is if there was no Punisher, and you just drew the distressed.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Who do I want to search for? Guess we'll do. Just grab Hannah.
Okay, I'll treacherous land.
Yeah, not banding.
I will block with it.
And I really wish that they didn't change the rule about moving cards from locations. Be nice if I can get your treacherous land here. I guess I will just do this anyway. I think. Yeah, I'll play Marriage Covenant. Abandon Obed, Hannah, and Noah. So Obed will negate treacherous land and draw 1. Hannah will take a look at your hand. Okay. So 2. And Noah will convert to Meek to shuffle Marriage Covenant. Your initiative.
I will pass.
I will also pass.
I pass.
Okay. Let's do. Let's do wages. Grab shipwreck. Seems good.
Yep.
I will play. Play Bethlehem as a site. And I will put down Moses. And I'll pass.
I will star this. Yeah, I'll grab this. Then I will woes your Obed.
Mm-hmm.
Activate staff. Get hail. Wages. Alright, you killed my Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, I will fail to find. I'll attack with the Moses.
Okay. So he is still prevented.
I
Or
believe
no, he cannot be prevented, right?
yeah, turns back on.
Yep. Okay, so you're negating stuff. You can take plagues are regardless of protect. Exit of stuff is CBP. Plague of Hail negates a card. You've got 3 cards in hand. Okay.
Yep.
Let's go with I'll go with the Deceiver. And grab Nebby.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's pretty solid. Yornish.
Yep. Unfortunately, I die. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see if I can avoid drawing cards. Alright, so my stuff is all on except for Obed. So I will flip over a book and we'll bounce Obed. Put him back down. Got a humble. Alright. I will play Faith. Go to Isaiah. And yeah, okay. I think I will then play Virgin Birth to go grab Elijah from reserve. And I will let's rescue with Elijah, and I will choose let's choose Wives to block.
Okay.
I will play Faith of Samuel.
Is it not my initiative?
I'm a 5/7, so it'll be stalemate.
Yeah, But I vaguely recall with like choose the blocker that it doesn't like you still played the last card because it's the completing of your ability. Or something weird like that. So that in stalemates, the evil character actually goes first if there's a choose the blocker.
I've always
same for Goliath.
If Goliath, if you no, I mean that's not how I have always understood it. It was just even if I choose the blocker, you still played the last card in battle. But we can ask real quick. Okay, Marcus said cards are played when they enter battle, not when their abilities act complete. If a card is played when the ability completed a banning chain that enters ABCD is played DCBA, which makes a little sense. So it is Elijah's initiative.
Cool. I'll put that on the pile of stuff I've been doing wrong for 15 years.
Alright, so I will ban two. I guess Isaiah, Hannah, Obed. It's probably fine for mine. I'll grab your 24 elders and priests of Christ. So Hannah will, it's what, Tenants, Kill the Sun, Plot to Kill, and Plague of Hail.
Yep.
I'll draw two. Obed, I will draw one. I will use 24 elders to shuffle Covenant with David. And yeah, Priest of Christ, just chilling, negating demons.
Cool. My initiative.
Yep.
I will negate and discard the Faith of Samuel.
It's prevented, right?
By
24 elders.
Humble, right?
It's your cards cannot be prevented by opponent's cards, so I think 24 elders would not be.
That's
because it's your card.
That is a good point. Let's see how that doesn't do anything. Okay. You can have
Nine cards. I'll put down a Conjurers, and I will pass.
star that.
Nice. Oop.
Oops. Take that. Okay. Let's do David.
Mm-hmm.
These can go.
Yeah, I think. think this makes the most sense. We'll block with Nebby, and I think I'm gonna band. Right? Yeah. Let's band the Conjurers. And I'll grab DOU.
Okay.
Your initiative.
Let's do that.
That one seems pretty good.
Now I gotta figure out who action. I think I'm just gonna forget about the draw 3. Everybody. Most of this does nothing now. I will not choose the blocker.
Oh, don't want to bring in my outsiders.
Yeah. I will look at your hand though. And draw 2.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So you're not preventing anything, right?
Unfortunately not. Actually, before anything happens, I won't ban the David. I won't ban the Noah in. I'll have David ban to Noah, and I'll have
David's meek.
Oh, that's true. But I will have Zadok and to Moses.
Okay. Sure. I will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's first place, seized by Babylon. And I will capture David and your 3 heroes in territory.
Actually, I can't even take the David at all because I already have a David.
Oh, that's right. Good call. So yeah, we'll capture these 4. And I will take your treacherous land. And I don't think that puts me anywhere close on numbers still, so even though it is 9, I guess, yeah, 23. Yeah, you're okay. I'll bounce everybody but Zadok. And I guess I will also bounce David.
Okay. I will Angel the Nebuchadnezzar.
Fair enough. I'll draw 1 from Treacherous Land.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm 5, 6, 3. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. We'll play the DOU.
I still have a soul protectability active, I think, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Hannah.
Or I guess
protect
that.
lost souls from evil cards.
Yeah, because she didn't get captured during the interrupt. She got bounced after. So
right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess he dies. After all that, I'll let you get it. I will give you. Yeah, I'll just give you the 24 elders. Zadok working hard.
Yeah.
I just played the DOU to get another card out of my hand. That's what it was.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, you can go.
Alright. At the end of your turn, I want to play something to get a card out of my hand. Yeah, I think I'm just going to shipwreck Egypt. Alright, draw 3. I will use the star on Jehoshaphat to top deck Infinidab for my reserve. Let's put down Elijah. You have a distressed at the moment, so I guess we'll. I'll just put down Jehoshaphat as Meek, and then I'll put down an Obed that is CVP. Down Moses. Down Jesse. I'll make a rescue with David, convert him to Meek. I'll search for Infinidab. And I will not band.
Okay. I will do Analyze.
Let's see. I'm just wondering if I want to trigger my Book of the Law first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I will top deck Noah's Ark. Okay. Yep.
I first Analyze.
Okay. We'll play the Marriage Covenant. Do that one. That one. That one. That one. That one. Alright, we'll start with Hannah. Two. And we'll do Noah, shuffle, Marriage Covenant. Obed will draw 1. And Infinidab will bounce Ananias.
Yep. You can have 1 here.
Put down the Ark. Um, I'm gonna hit your Son of God with Betrayal.
Okay.
Play. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that, and I'll pass the turn.
I will woes. Oh.
Okay.
Play that.
Seems reasonable. Guess there was something I should have saved my shipwreck for.
I will pass it. You may have killed my entire offense.
Ooh. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, Moses, 24 elders, don't really need a whole lot more than that. And just a martyr, I guess. Alright, we'll deactivate Book of the Law. Oops. Guess I will. Yeah, I'll play. Because it doesn't really help. Okay. Yeah, let's just rescue with David.
Alright, try this again.
And I'll try that again. Isaiadab, Jesse, Hannah would be negated. So I guess we'll just, yeah, do Josh Potratz. So bounce Ananias, draw one with Obed.
You can have dismissed.
I'll flip over that. I will play Emmaus Road. Go to reserve for numerous as the stars. And play an evil man with withered hand and pass.
I'll go ahead and play plot.
Sure.
Reserve a good card from your hand.
Seems fair, I suppose.
And I will play this and negate Treacherous Land, I guess. And not discard. And then I will play Desperation Mayhem.
Desperation Mayhem. Okay. Well, there's some muscles.
Play that.
Mm-hmm.
Take.
Oh, wait a second. Okay. I was like, these cards look awfully familiar. I guess my deck didn't actually shuffle. So we'll keep that one still. Now it's shuffled, and I'll draw 6. Okay.
And fortunately, we did find what we were looking for. I will love righteousness. Or adjust.
Mm-hmm.
I have an offense.
Yay.
David's Harp. Reserve. For that.
Okay.
What is man? Enhancements played by Marcevian if you reveal your hand.
Yep.
Alright, I will.
Or I guess you can adjust some enhancements, but yeah.
Just. Is Obed active or is he getting babbled right now? He's getting babbled. There's nothing stopping him from being babbled right now, right?
Right, because he was, well, no, he is active because Babel is only preventing, and Obed went into battle, so.
Oh, yep, that's true. Okay. So, no prosperity.
Okay, I will draw 1 with Treacherous Land.
I will, try to decide which just an enhancement.
Oh, yeah.
But you still get to draw, either way. I will take this.
Okay. That's my block. Alright. I really like the way that these numbers line up. I'm gonna block with Simon.
Okay. I would like to play a dominant.
Sure. Alright, so draw 1 from Second Coming. Then you're playing Angel.
Yep.
Okay. So draw 1 from Angel. blind. Alright, Simon dies. And yeah, you can have David.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think let's see, what dominance do you have left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So I will flip that book. We'll go out with Jehoshaphat the Meek. Top deck a good card from my reserve. Yeah. That's my rescue.
That's it. Just the.
Yep.
Okay. I don't think there's any way I can keep you off of that Son of God. Unfortunately. At least, like, I can't keep it off. You off of it forever. I'll just protect the souls and shuffle my treacherous land.
Alright, I'll play a good woes.
Okay, my initiative.
No. We'll play that.
Okay. You can have prosperity.
Alright. Oops, that's how that goes. Then yeah, we'll search my deck for Son of God.
Yep, good game.
Play that. Good game. You know, for some reason, I was like, oh yeah, just use Book of the Law, get my Son of God, and then I'll play them. And I was like, oh wait, it's top deck a good card from reserve.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably it was a little bit risky. If you did have something to either, you know, negate or, you know, even just discard, or negate and discard Book of the Laws, would have been in trouble there.
Yeah, I think if I might have actually had a chance if Son of God was actually stuck forever.
Right. Yeah.
I did end up regretting that Confusion of Mind discard because that was responsible for Moses' death.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think I had. Yeah, I didn't really have an answer to word of their testimony. So I think that, or I guess I had Chronicles still. So depending on what you have, that might get rid of Justin, or allow me to get rid of Justin.
What did you have to actually kill him?
So wages, which could have gone to reserve for Dragon's Wrath, although depending on when you did your searching and stuff, that
Yeah, I think you might have actually just been able to kill me because if I attack with Justin, assuming I get another turn, I get blood. I now have both the enhancements, but all I have else is this, and so whichever of them I play, you just Chronicles me,
right.
and wages kills me.
Yep.
And then I don't really have anything else after that. So never mind. So I did eventually lose either way.
Yeah, but having that Seized by Babylon, even even though it was a costly battle for me, I think it was or it was expensive. I guess it was probably, and even though I lost, I think getting the capture there was pretty big.
Yeah, it definitely was. I like the Bethlehem making your for Oben and Jesse a lot, because that's what I've discovered is like the real power of the Moses deck is daughter making him CVP. So he kind of trumps the other person's Obed, Jesse, Souls, whatever. But I forgot Bethlehem lets you do the exact same thing with Ruth stuff.
Yeah, yeah. My thinking was like, I can't necessarily stop you from getting Moses down, and I mean, or getting. I can't stop my opponent from setting up, Golden Calf and Moses and all that. But I think Bethlehem kind of gives you the best option to kind of get out from under it.
Yeah, and having a negate neutrals, a CVP negate neutrals, is actually even better, because then CVP Moses doesn't get you out from under the cross, it just gets you out from under Calf, but
right.
Bethlehem Obed does get you out from under cross too.
Yeah. Yeah, so my let's see. Yeah, the other deck that I was thinking was it's a deck I might use in the next round depending on who I play, I guess, but it was a Daniel Greeks deck. So I was like, I mean, if he is running Moses, like I feel like Alexander the Great just eats that deck for breakfast, or like that offense. I mean, granted, you're playing a little bit different than some of the versions you had posted. Like 24 Elders obviously gets around it, but like if I can set up Alexander the Great and Foretelling Angel with the Daniel card on top, which granted that part is probably a little bit more difficult to do. I was trying to figure out like, oh, how can I top deck a Daniel Lossel or something like that, but that's kind of what I want to try to figure out, but I just didn't quite get it to a point where I felt like it was fast enough to be able to keep up, I guess.
Yeah, CBN Alexander is kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
It would be pretty annoying. That's part of why I originally had Grapes in here instead of Shipwreck, because I realized with the Lord Goes Before You thing off of David,
Oh, sure.
and playing Angel, I'm potentially actually just killing a lot of your characters.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I just double down on that by playing Grapes and kill a whole other one, then I can just kind of run them out of all of their good evil characters. But I think the Shipwreck is more important. Opposing Babel's Confusion of Mind and Babel are the two things that actually hurt me the most.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had Grapes in this deck until I realized that I must have like misclicked when I was putting Son of God in the deck. And so I was looking at my deck list, and I was, I've got 7 dominance and everything. And I was like, wait a second, there's no Son of God there. So if I wasn't paying close enough attention earlier today, I might have came into this game without Son of God. That would have been unfortunate. But yeah, I figured with like initially I started out with The Lord Goes Before You and David the Psalmist and all that. And so I was like, that plus all the mass banding, like Grapes would be pretty good. But obviously it had to come out for Son of God, and I had switched to Heart After God shortly after that anyway. So
what's the Zadok for?
There is a Joshua in reserve. So he's another character that can play Delivered in Emmaus Road, which, in the mostly white offense is a little harder to come by. I don't know. He might not be necessary. Like, he was kind of a He might just kind of be a remnant of earlier versions, I guess. But I don't know. I just feel like the like Zadok banning to Elijah to give you that those extra numbers when you're choosing the blocker seems pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't realize exactly what was it took me a second to realize this was an Infinidab deck.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't planning accordingly. Because I think this actually has potential to be tier 1 alongside JU, and I think my Moses deck is tier 1, but this might be better because it is you replicate the strength, the biggest unique strength of Moses, which is Pharaoh's daughter.
Right.
You replicate it, and also with the negate neutral.
Yep.
You get negate neutrals instead of stopping their enhancements.
Yep.
But the fact that you also get to play all of your own enhancements too, I think is enough to be worth it. Plus you get to do Infinidab, which I think is actually one of the best things if you can do it consistently.
Right. Yeah. I think that I don't know. It is a little bit hard when you're like if I could fit Golden Calf in here, then it would just be much better, I think. But I just like I'm not doing Meek Lost Souls, so I don't have high places, and I think Book of the Law is important enough where, like, if you play your Moses after I've got Jesse down, then I need to activate Book of the Law to bounce Jesse so I can replay him as CVP with Bethlehem. Same
Yeah,
for
I think
Obed
you're
and whatnot.
correct to just play the one of confusion in mind and call it a day for your counter artifacts.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Josh.
Yep.
Catch you later.
See ya.